Hey, it's Kevin from Cruising with Wheels, and today we are talking Disney.
Yay.
Hey, Nicole.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
So our subscribers are now used to seeing your face.
Yay.
And you are from?
Magical Strawberry Travels.
Linked in the description below. And you're going to help me with Disney because I haven't been to Disney since 1996. We went for the 25th anniversary, and it was also a honeymoon, but that ended miserably, so we won't talk about that. We will talk about more happy things because Disney is the happiest place on earth, right?
It is. I love Disney. I'm a huge Disney fan, and I have to tell you, I think I've been over 100 times.
100 times?
After college, I moved to Orlando for a year, so I had an annual pass, and we would go, 3 or 4 times a week. Epcot was drinking around the world. It was one of our favorite pastimes. I was 25 at the time, but we would go all the time and just kind of hang out and have fun. I did a 5K there once, and it's in my blood. I got married there at Disney. I had my honeymoon there, and the kids have been many, many times.
Now, I didn't tell you this, but I'm adopted, and I just recently connected with my birth family, and my biological mother got engaged at Disney World.
Wow.
And I've had many clients ask me about either getting engaged at Disney World, getting married at Disney World. So you got to tell us some of your experiences with this Disney.
No, I love Disney. Anything about Disney. But it's an interesting story, actually. We went with my son when he was 6 months old, and then again in a year and a half. We were kind of on a twice-a-year schedule for a while because I was still working at that point. So we were mostly a double-income family, so we were going quite often, and the kids loved it. I mean, my older son loved it, and then my second son was born. When we went, when he was about 2 years old, something changed. Things that he loved scared him. Meeting characters upset him. He was napping in the stroller while we were eating dinner in one of the restaurants, and the characters were walking around at the tables, and he woke up to see one of the characters right near him, and he flipped out. And we were in line for security. They check your bags before you go into the parks, and I had him here, and I had my bag here ready to be checked. And he became so upset with waiting in line that he actually slapped me across the face. And he's a completely non-violent person. That's just not in his nature. And it was at that point when we said, something's not right here. Something's going on, and I'm not sure what it is, but we need to go home and we need to figure this out. And it was 6 months later that we had the autism diagnosis. So I can actually kind of credit Disney.
I was going to say, Disney helped you along the process.
It helped us realize that there was really something going on. And I thought that was going to be the end of our traveling days because I just couldn't imagine traveling again with all the issues that we had going on. But, over time, we went again. After about a year of therapy or so, we went again and we tried it in a small little bit and tried it again. And tried it again, and over time we really learned sort of the tips and tricks for families with autism and how to do it and how to do it well. And it may not look like everybody's typical Disney family vacation. We sometimes do things a little differently, but I've certainly learned a lot along the way how to make things work.
And that's why we're here. We're here to help all of the viewers in YouTube land to weed through some ideas of what you can do, what will work, what doesn't work. And we want you to comment below. Please Please comment below if you have a strategy or a tip or a trick or something that we haven't discussed. I check the comments daily, and we'll get back to you, and maybe we can do a video on that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think one of the first things that I would recommend for families with autism going to Disney, use a travel agent. So many parents say, oh my God, we could never do this. I can't imagine going there. I don't even know where to start. Start with a travel agent. They don't cost you anything, and they have this huge wealth of knowledge to share with you. And while there are many, many travel agents to go with, if you have a special need, try to go with a special needs travel agent, because those people are usually ones that have firsthand knowledge and experience and can probably say to you, I've been there, I've done that. Maybe you don't want to do that because it didn't go so well. Or, this really worked out for us. It sounds like you have a similar kind of disability, different, obviously everybody with autism is different. But there's a lot of similarities too, and you can talk sensory processing disorder and things that you might struggle with, and they can say, you know what, I've been there too, and this is how you deal with it this way. So, next is to book early. Book as early as possible. So, for example, a lot of people right now are asking me for next year. Dates aren't bookable for next year until early this summer, but then as early as possible, put your deposit down for Disney. It's a $200 deposit, which is not a lot of money. Completely refundable if you change your mind. You can move your dates around as much as you need if plans change, but at least if you put your deposit down, you can start your planning, which is huge to pre-plan.
And
in addition to making that early reservation, another thing that you can do well in advance is dining reservations. So 180 days before your vacation, you can start making dining reservations. If you've got a reservation already in existence, you can book it for the entire time that you're there. So for the next 7 days or whatever, you can make those reservations at that 180-day mark.
And that's at most of the restaurants, or is it?
Yeah, all of them.
All of them?
Yep, so once in the parks, in the resorts, anywhere on Disney property, you can do that 180 days, which is very important, especially for those people who are looking for a reservation, say, inside the castle. They want to eat at Cinderella's Royal Table. You wait to like that 179-day mark. The next day, they're going to be booked. Like, you have to get in on that 180-day mark.
Do you do the I'm not sure what it's called, but the food plan?
Dining plan?
Yeah, the dining plan. Do you
Some
suggest
people do
that?
It certainly depends on the family. Some kids with autism will eat anything and everything that you put in front of them. Other kids eat like 5 foods. And then is the dining plan going to be worth it for you because your kid's not going to eat anything? And if, again, you use a travel agent who knows special needs, I go over a lot of the menus ahead of time with clients. So I'll say, what are your kids' food aversions? Oh, my son eats like pizza and chicken nuggets and that's it. All right, well, let's go over the menus at Disney, and they're actually available at allears.net.
I will link that below.
Link that below. You can search every menu on Disney property and in the resorts from there. And you can see the lunch ones, the dinner ones, the adult ones, the kids ones, and you can see what they are, what the prices are. So for me, for my son, he eats like 5 foods. I go onto allears.net, I look at the children's menu, say, okay, I know he can eat at this restaurant, this restaurant, and this restaurant, and then that's the master list that I use at that 180-day mark when I'm making my dining reservations.
Wow, so really, preparation is key.
Absolutely. Another tip that I have for families with autism is know how to use the disability pass that they have available for families with special needs.
So how do you use that? How does that work?
So there's something at Disney called the Disability Access Service Card, the d.a.s card. That's what it's called, d.a.s.
So it's an actual card they give you?
It used to be, but now it's not. It's not a card anymore. It's actually a magic band or a bracelet.
Oh,
like
and
this.
this is it.
There it is. This is a magic band. This is a little bracelet. This is obviously for a smaller person than me. That goes on your wrist. And if a child has a sensory issue and doesn't want to wear this, it can be worn on a belt loop or on a lanyard around your neck in case you don't want to wear this. But this is everything at Disney right now. This is your room key. This is all the information about your fast passes, which I'll explain in a little while. Your dining plan, your credits. You just touch this little Mickey head here to this little like a round sensor on your door, boop, and the door opens. You touch it to the front gate and it lets you through. You touch it to the restaurant servers. They have like a little thing that you touch it to and it deducts points from your dining plan. This is also where they put your disability pass. So you have this in conjunction with your smartphone. Hopefully you have one. If not, it's no big deal. And you'll download the My Disney Experience app, and you'll be able to see your d.a.s, your disability pass, in the app. And so how it works is you go to guest services and you sign up for the disability pass. You tell them, I have a child with autism. These are the issues that we have. He has a sensory problem with loud noises, bright lights, being around people. We have meltdowns waiting in line. Give the reasons why you can't wait in line. That's what they really want to hear. They're going to take a picture of your child so that they can match it to the band. And then you're off on your day, going around to the parks, rides and attractions. When you go out to an attraction, you say that you would like a return time. They're going to scan this into their machine and they're going to give you a return time, maybe like an hour later. You can go do something else. You can go to the bathroom, have a snack, do another ride, and then at your appointed time you come back, they scan this again, and then you can go in the fast pass line. So at every attraction, there's two lines. Standard line waiting, 60 minutes, fast pass line, maybe 10-15 minutes.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So this is where your disability pass is now. It's not a card anymore. It used to be, but it's not anymore.
Very interesting.
Yes. So there's also something at Disney called fast passes. I don't know if you've ever heard of those.
No.
So everybody who comes into the park gets 3 fast passes per day. It's a standard thing. So if you book early enough and you have a reservation on property, you can select these fast passes 60 days in advance before your trip. So you can go online to your My Disney Experience account, enter in your information, and then you can go in there and select 3 fast passes. So instead of the standard line of 60 minutes, you'd only have 15. And you get 3 of those per day. In addition, if you use this in conjunction with your fast passes, it really makes the day flow better. So for example, I recommend that my clients book their first fast pass maybe mid-morning. So you get there, go on a ride that has a very short line because it just opened, and then your first fast pass will be, say, at 10:30. But before you go on that, get a return time. So then while you're waiting for your return time, you do a fast pass. Then when you get off your fast pass, it'll be time to do your d.a.s.
Wow. So now this is for...
It's a little confusing, but it works.
Do you have to get that every day? Or is this something that you get for your whole trip?
For your whole trip.
The d.a.s.
So it'll be the length of stay. And they'll ask you that too as a question, like, how long is your stay? And you say, 7 days, and it'll be for that time.
Wow. It's been a long time since I've been at Disney.
Disney's
I had the little
changed,
paper,
right?
the little paper tickets.
Right. It's changed a lot, really it has, but there's a lot going on at Disney right now. So it's a very exciting time as they're opening the new Pandora section in Animal Kingdom, which is based on James Cameron's Avatar movie.
Oh, love Avatar.
I know.
I just heard that they're going to make 3
They
sequels.
They are. So Avatar is opening their Pandora section, and that's next month on the 27th of
The
May.
27th
They're
of
going to
May.
open that up, and there's 2 new, they're not attractions, they're called adventures. One is Flights of Passage, where you get to ride those dragon things.
Oh my gosh, I want to do this.
I
Frank,
know.
can we go to Disney?
I'll help, I'll go. And then the other one is the Navi River Journey, where you take a boat ride through the bioluminescent
Cool.
jungle areas, and you see all the animals and stuff. So that's really cool. And then my next big thing for my boys is going to be the Star Wars land that's opening in 2019. So that's going to be very exciting.
Wow.
And there's also a new Pixar Toy Story area that's going to open up with a whole bunch of new attractions and Hollywood studios too. So
Oh, cool.
lots of stuff coming down the line. But, for families with autism, with Disney, it can be done. You just have to know your accommodations, know your limitations, and make it work.
Preparation.
Right. And one more tip is to try to go, if you really have a lot of significant issues, try to go at a very slower time of year. So maybe, you have to pull the kids out of school, but go in like mid-January, because that's a really slow time of year, low crowd. So, you won't have a lot of problems. If you go spring break week, the lines are going to be really long.
And you're probably going to be paying a significant amount more.
Yeah.
I would assume, like when we go away, we choose not to go away during break times.
Right.
We get a better price.
Christmas is usually 3 times more expensive if you go Christmas week. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
And generally, I would think if you're going for your first time, it'll be a little bit easier on you if you go at a downtime. And then, if you want to do Christmas, then you'll know what you're in for.
Yeah.
Because I got to tell you, I've seen pictures, and I have customers that go during Christmas every year. It's a magical place.
It's a madhouse, though. I've seen pictures, and maybe I'll send you one, and you can post it here, wherever. And it shows downtown, the Main Street Disney area on Christmas Day, and you literally can't move. It's like this, walking down the street, because there's just nowhere to go. It's crazy. I mean, yes, it is a magical experience. I've wanted to go with my kids for a very long time, but it's not in the cards for us because of our issues that we have. We just wouldn't be able to handle that level of crowd. It's just too much.
Yeah, I don't think I could handle it either. So I look at the pictures, and that's what I'm going to do.
That's enough.
That's close enough. Is there anything else, Disney, we need to know?
And just, I think the other things would be to be prepared that something's going to go wrong. It's going to happen.
Something always goes wrong.
You put in your mind this vision of this great family vacation. It's Disney. Nothing can go wrong. And that's not true. I mean, there's always something that can happen. I can remember 2 little stories that I'll tell you. One, we were at Disney one time, and my son, we were waiting for the Hoop-to-Doo review. It's a dinner show, magical dinner show with cowboys and everything. And my son we were waiting to go in, and he ran his hand along this wooden fence and got a giant splinter in his hand.
Oh.
And nobody had tweezers, so they called us an ambulance. Like, what are they going to do? We didn't need to go to the hospital. We just needed tweezers
they're going to get the tweezers.
And did the ambulance have tweezers?
They didn't have tweezers?
No, but, it's a great photo that I have of the ambulance coming and, just unexpected things. Another time, we had a reservation. We had done our 180 days reservation. We had it for Plaza Restaurant on Main Street. And we knew that we were going to get there. And it was August. It was like dripping sweat, August, direct sun, middle of the day, lunchtime. And we were there, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, our computers are down. We can't let anybody into the restaurant right now because we can't see who and who doesn't have a reservation." So they gave us one of those little buzzer things. And heat of the day, everybody was stressed and hungry, and that caused a meltdown. I mean, autism meltdown, you can see it on my son's face from a mile away, like the stress that he was, and he held the buzzer, he was holding it, just willing it to buzz. And it did, and we got through it just fine, but, you gotta be able to go with the flow a little bit. Don't be so rigid as to we're doing this and this and this. Just bring it down a little bit. Relax, have fun, see what happens.
I agree.
Yeah.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
So until next time, I'm Kevin from Cruising with Wheels, and this is Nicole Tebow from Magical Storybook Travels. And we want to remind you to travel safe and cruise often. Or for this episode,
Disney often.
So we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.